He's so back, he's a McRib. Yeah, literally.
Are facts.
Well, I am. And all I would urge you to be is you may as well be completely honest now.
Of course.
Because I don't say there's any upside in continuing to fuel the media narrative that you're this terrible liar, right? So, you know, listen, I don't have a horse in the race. I'm not an American citizen. You're not my congressman. You don't serve me. It's not my hard-earned cash going on supporting you. So, in that sense, I'm slightly detached from this. All I can say is that in the UK, we're aware of you because there's been this constant running theme now for months on end that you tell a lot of whoppers, as we would call it, in the UK. And so I think it's a good...
The UK is aware of George Santos because he is so similar to a UK politician. Just like laughably incompetent, constantly having gaffes, constantly caught lying. You know what I mean? And has conned his way to the top. That's why the UK probably loves him, because he is pretty much a UK politician. He's so Tory coded.
It's a good chance, Congressman, to just try and work out where the truth lies. Because why not? There's a claim that you said you attended the Horace Mann School in the Bronx, New York, during your first years of high school, but had to leave in your senior year because your parents fell on hard times in 2008. Is that true? Did you attend that school?
I attended it for a brief period of time and then went back to the public school system and then dropped out of the public school system and attained a GED. I was always very truthful of not completing high school due to financial difficulties.
I mean, a spokesman for the school told CNN there's no record of you ever attending. Why would that be?
I challenged to see what name they're looking.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Like, I don't even believe he went there at all.
Under. If you look at my entire history of education, it was not under the name George Santos. So I just,
what name did you attend that school?
A variation. It was either George DeVolder or Anthony DeVolder. I wouldn't know. I was a minor. I don't know which way.
CNN, I believe, checked all the variants of the names that you've used, and there was no record the school could.
God, the GOAT. He has to do it. He has to lie. He literally can't stop lying. What a Weasley little liar, dude. He can't stop lying. He's so Weasley.
Could find if you ever attending.
I was there for 6 months of 9th grade.
In what year would that have been?
2004.
So for 6 months, you were indisputably at the Horace Mann School in the Bronx.
Then moved into the public system, and then in 2006 I attained a GED due to just circumstances.
Why would the school not be able to find a record of it?
I don't know.
What name should they be looking for?
I would say George DeVolder. That's how it's on my GED certificate.
When you got on the George DeVolder, Anthony DeVolder.
Well, officially, the only two names I've ever used on documentation has been George DeVolder or George Santos.
So there should be a record of one of those at that school.
Of course.
The second claim was that on the campaign website that you graduated with a degree in economics and finance from Baruch College in 2000.
I'll save you I did not attain a college education. That regrettably so is one of my biggest regrets in life.
So that was a lie.
Absolutely, and I admitted to it, and I've made peace with the fact that I made a bad choice in making that decision. It wasn't easy.
What's the simple explanation for why would you lie about something like that?
Expectation on society, the pressure, couldn't afford it. Decided I wanted to run for office, although I had built a very credible business career, and I just didn't have.
Nope.
Part of.
Nope. That part's a lie. Guys, you might be shocked to find out that his credible business career also full of lies.
Of my biography that I could not give anything.
Did you not think that you'd be cool?
You know, I just went with it. I didn't think. I mean, if you're going to make up a lie, are you thinking at all? I just think it was a stupid decision on my part. Very stupid decision that I regret every day. I mean, especially because I can. So, I'm sorry to cut you off, but especially because I can prove the chops and the backing without the education. But this stems more deeper into the political apparatus and the political culture of New York State. And that would take a lot more time than this program to go over to explain.
I can imagine. Listen,
from.
I understand the desire to want to be more impressive with your record than you are. I'm bemused that you would be naive enough to think that you could run as a politician in New York in particular and not expect to get what happened to you, which is a massive comeuppance when they discover.
Okay. But like, he did win though. Okay, he did kind of win though, dog. His expectations were true. They were real. He won. So let's be fucking real, man. He literally was right. He wasn't wrong. He was fucking right. It worked. Shut the fuck up, Piers Morgan.
Stupid. It was stupid.
You claimed on your resume to have gained a master's in business at New York University with a GMAT of 710. Which would indicate academic excellence, but that's not true, right?
Well, the reality is I don't know where that GMAT comes from. I never put that out on my website or my bio.
But you didn't get a master's in business?
No, but I'm just saying that.
The GMAT was on your resume, I think.
Which the resume was never furnished or supplied by me.
Who supplied that?
I have no idea where that came from.
Well, someone did it on your behalf.
I'm not saying no. I didn't supply it. And
Bro, he's saying, well, you know, I built a crack team. You know what I mean? You know, I had a really good team of people that were just like lying on my behalf, but that's not my fault.
Nobody associated with me supplied it. That came from the GOP, and I'm still trying to understand where that came from.
But you never got a master's in business at New York University?
No, like I said, no.
Right. I mean, again, did you not think people would find this out?
You know, Piers, not after
You're not running to be like a reality TV star.
No, I understand.
Right? You know, if you were going on Celebrity Apprentice, which I went on, right? It doesn't matter. You can embellish stuff about yourself. Nobody cares, right? But to run for Congress of the United States and to just tell blatant lies about even your academic record, I'm just struck, not necessarily that a politician would lie, but that you would think no one would find out.
Well, I'll humor you this. I ran in 2020 for the same exact seat for Congress, and I got away with it then. And
I guess, bro! No! He said, bitch, I got away with it once. Why wouldn't I get away with it twice? You did get away with it twice. Let's be real. He did. He did. Dude, at this point, he's just basically just like, yeah, I got away with it, fucker. What are you talking about? I'm literally in Congress. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. He's like, I'll fucking do it again. I'm doing it now, bitch. The only reason he didn't get found out in 2020 is because he didn't win. Yeah, I mean, exactly, but who cares? It's too late at that point, brother.
Right. Well, that's honest.
Stupid.
So you thought, actually, they're not going to find out?
No, I didn't think so. But to that effect, it's embarrassing. It's humbling to have to admit your faults as a human being. And I wish, genuinely, if the media put the equal amount of efforts and resources, and I'm not saying this as villainizing the media, but just let's keep it fair, on all 435 members of the House and 100 members of the Senate, I think the American people would have more clarity of who represents them in Congress. I'm not saying, I'm not pointing.
I think the media,
he's right,
both at local level and national level.
He's saying all other Congress people are fucking liars too. And he's right, dude.
Have pretty well been forensic about it.
He's like, who amongst us hasn't lied about every fucking aspect of their credentials? Who? You know? Why not place them under the scrutiny, which I agree they should, is so funny.
Everyone that's in Congress, right? I mean, maybe not to quite the degree you've had to sustain it, because they knew with you they had basically a wounded animal, and if they kept going long enough, they'd probably find a load more. Right, you know, it's human nature. I mean, you also claim to be a Wall Street hotshot who worked at Goldman Sachs and Citigroup. Your CV, again, your resume boasted of doubling revenue on a project at Goldman's. Is any of that true?
No, that is a scum way to argue, and it's not true. Okay, if you are a pedantic nerd who loves semantics, loves fucking debating, this is not your time to shine, okay? It's not. We are having fun with George Santos. I do not want you to get upset. I do not want you to lose your mind. I do not want you to try and fucking debate me. Okay? I do not care for your debates. We're having fun with George Santos. It's a deflection. He is a lowlife, absolutely. Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Stop taking it seriously right now. I order you to stop taking this seriously, please. God damn. We're having fun, and this motherfucker's like, no, guys, he's lying. It's actually fucked up that the congressperson is lying. What is happening? It's like, well, we're having fun. Yeah, he is definitely he's lying a lot. HasanAbi has made another new enemy. I know. It's like, George Santos is a national hero and an inspiration to all of us underachievers that anything is really possible with the backing of shadow money and corporate interests. Yeah, and also a lot of gumption, a lot of sass, and some pizzazz too. Literally. I mean, he did the thing. Who amongst us has not embellished their resume, you know what I mean, to get a fucking job? Come on now. Except every part of George Santos is a lie. Every part of his resume is a lie, which is awesome. I love that. Did this guy say anything else?
So this is where the resume.
Can't forget Moxie. True.
Doesn't where I can defend my work career. I work for subsidiary groups and outside of those companies.
You never worked at Goldman's or Citigroup?
Not at them as a direct employee, but I did work for them on the LPGP side through conference organizing, fundraising attempts, and marketing of those fundraisers.
Right, but you weren't an employee then. You weren't a Wall Street hotshot, right?
I can argue I've done very well in Wall Street.
No, you can't. All of that part is a lie, too. Bro, you never even gifted subs at the top of the hour for all of the other George Santos heads, okay? If you're caked the fuck up, if you're a Wall Street hotshot, that's what you're supposed to do, and you haven't. Especially when at the top of the hour there's a 3-minute ad break, and if you no longer want to see those ads, don't expect George Santos, the Wall Street hotshot, to gift you any subs. You might have to subscribe on your own for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Yeah. Emily Pooper, 123, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. That's not George Santos, but someone else. Femboy Agitprop, thank you for the 5 gifted subs as well. Here is the 3-minute ad break now. Mama, 2210, thank you for the 10. And Hi Dowis, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
But not for Goldman's or Citigroup.
Not directly for them.
I mean, neither of them told the New York Times that neither of them had any record of you ever being employed.
I've never worked directly for them. I was never on their books, but I've done work for them through other companies that I worked for. Yes, sir.
Your campaign bio claimed you ran a foundation called Friends of Pets United in New York and New Jersey that saved 2,500 dogs and cats over a 5-year period.
AJC 2433, thank you for the 5
That's
gifted
true.
subs.
But I wasn't alone in the operation. There was a multitude of people. We were all volunteers. I was the operator. I was one of the, I think we were 7 founders, if I'm not mistaken, between New York and New Jersey. My advocacy in animal welfare and animal rights that stems from my childhood. I've always very compassionate towards animals. I own 4 dogs at home. They're all rescues to one sort. I call it the home of misfits. They're all unwanted, 3 legs, heart murmur, issues like that. And now everybody is, after all the revelations about the organization, I wasn't in charge of any of the...
I mean, the weird thing is there were no social media accounts for it, no tax...
those were all deleted.
Well, there were no the ones that anyone could find. No tax records, no evidence of the charity being registered in either New York or New Jersey. They did run one fundraiser with a rescue group in New Jersey in 2017, for which you charged a $50 entry fee, but the group which staged the event said it never received any funds.
And I can attest that is not true. The funds all ran through the group, and the post of the facility was who was in charge of all of our filings. So this came to a surprise as much as to me.
But what happened to the tax records, to the social media accounts?
I wasn't in charge of any of that.
It was never set up as a charity even.
Well, I wouldn't know that. I was the operator. I was the guy putting cats out of the streets into my car, taking them to get neutered.
I understand that, but
so I wasn't in charge of that.
I know, but when you say you're the operator of this foundation, and there's literally no record of any of it, it doesn't lend much credibility to your operational skills.
Like I said, I wasn't part of the administrative part of the group. We were 7 people. Everybody had their own tasks. My task was, George, go pick up this dog. Go pick up this cat. That was my task. Go deliver this adoption. And that was my involvement with the organization, and I quite frankly did it well. I still get a lot of message supports from people who adopted from us during the.
I would love to see some, because I don't believe him at all, and I would love for him to find a message of support. That would be awesome.
The period of time I was involved.
Who would have all the records?
I don't know who would have all the records.
I mean, one of the 7 people that you work with?
I would assume somebody has the records.
Let's turn to, I mean, I think some of the stuff like that is an arguable point, potentially. Some of the stuff about your family life has caused, I would say, more offence, if, as people believe,
9/11.
it wasn't true. And I want to turn to something that's obviously very personal to you, and that's your own mother. And this question of whether she was working, as you claimed, in her office in the South Tower of the Twin Towers on September the 11th.
Bro, absolutely fucking shameless, by the way. Like, to just be able to sit there on national television and just be read to motherfucking filth as you, like I said, sit there and fucking eat shit from people who are like, from Piers Morgan of all people, being like, here are the many different ways that you have fucking lied. My question, I guess, is why? You just have to sit there and eat it. It's awesome.
And then passed away, as you said, a few years later when she lost a battle to cancer. Now, there is no record of your mother, Fatima de Volder, ever having worked in the Twin Towers. So was that true?
That's true.
Why is there no record of her working there?
I don't know where people are looking or what they're looking for.
But there is, obviously, no, because of what happened afterwards. There's a record of everyone that worked there. There's no doubt about who worked there.
I'm sorry.
Well, there's no doubt about who was
There's
working
no doubt
in the
of
towers.
who worked in the buildings on the.
There was a full record done of everybody.
Yeah, no, I'm very aware. So the way that I look at this, and I've rushed this case before, and respectfully, please, I won't debate my mother's life as she's passed in 16, and I think it's quite unsensitive.
Wait, what the fuck? Respectfully, bitch, you have disrespected your own mother by using her as a talking point. Like, I mean, listen, I love making, references to 9/11. Maybe the latest round of merch might even have one. Okay? I'm just saying. A reference to 9/11, the latest, not the round of merch that's coming out now. Okay? Potentially.
For everybody to want to
But
rehash
it's crazy
my
for him to
mother's
do this.
legacy.
Well, okay, but hang on. Here's what I would say to that. They're only doing that because you put this on your campaign website. I think if a politician is going to use the fact of his mother's death as a result.
She didn't die on 9/11.
She died a few years later. It was actually 15 years later.
15 years, yeah.
But you're going to claim that she was in one of the towers on the day of that terror attack. I don't think it's unreasonable for the media to investigate that to see if it's true.
I agree.
And there is simply no evidence that your mother ever worked at the World Trade Center at all. And the NBC News looked into this and said the only known employer she had was at an imports business in Queens that folded in 1994. New York Times said she worked as a nurse in Brazil. 2 genealogists found documents that said your mother returned to Brazil by September 2001, and she was actually not even in America at the time. She applied for a visa to enter the US in 2003, stated in the application she hadn't been in the US since 1999. So all this points to her not being anywhere near the Twin Towers on September 11th. And I do think it matters because it's such an emotive part of modern American history. So I simply ask you, did your mother work there or did you just get that wrong?
No, my mother I was 13 years old in September 11, 2001. I was in the United States, so my mother was here because she had full custody of both her children. So
So did she lie on her visa application?
I don't know. I was a child when these things were being done, so I have no clue. And I have no recollection of my mother having obtained a visa if she had a green card and then applied for citizenship later in life. So that's alien to me. Now, you're asking also things that I wouldn't know. I didn't know my mother had a business in 1994. So I'm just letting...
But specifically on the point of why nobody can find any evidence that your mother worked at the World Trade Center at all, ever. Could you just got this wrong?
I mean, are you telling me that I got wrong what my mother told me?
I don't know.
Bro, this is a wild way to go about this. He's now just like kind of throwing... Is he throwing... Am I misunderstanding this? Is he throwing his dead mother under the bus? Also, I don't think Piers Morgan has ever rolled someone this fucking hard. And it's kind of crazy. What you are seeing here is a reckoning for Piers Morgan, a reckoning for George Santos, and a revitalization of the British charlatan Piers Morgan. In his entire history, Piers Morgan has never rolled over an interlocutor with such speed and ferocity.
Is it possible she misled you?
I don't believe so. She wasn't one to mislead me.
But there's no record that she was there that day at all.
So was it technically... Technically, he's throwing his dead mother under the rubble. Oof. Well, you know, he did, I think, say that she died of cancer later due to 9/11 related carcinogens that she inhaled. So, like, he first threw her under the rubble, then he threw her away from the rubble, but said, like, you know, she still got fucking cancer.
And there's a record of every single person that was in both those towers.
I stay convinced that that's the truth.
You claimed in a conservative...
It's funny because, like, it is literally one of the most well-documented, like, victim... it's like one of those things where it's not like Vietnam, you know what I mean? Where, like, you know, things go unnoticed. There's so many casualties. You just don't know. It's like, it is so incredibly well-documented. It's crazy. It's like when motherfuckers try to make like oh my God, I was literally about to say it's almost as well documented as the Holocaust. Like, imagine lying about the Holocaust and then I realized, oh my God, he literally did do that. I was about to be like, it's literally almost, it's like as well documented, even if not better documented than like the Holocaust. You know what I mean? Like, and he fucking did that too. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's so good. Oh my God.
Podcast in May 2022 that your grandparents survived the Holocaust. Your campaign bio again.
And there it is. Yep.
During World War II. And you told Fox News that you have Ukrainian heritage on your mother's side. Now, again, multiple family records show your maternal grandparents were born in Brazil, and a genealogist told CNN there's no sign of Jewish and or Ukrainian heritage and no indication of name changes along the way.
So this is the one that I'll battle to my grave, to the point that I've already ordered those DNA test kits, and I've done 4 of them so far, and I'm just waiting for their returns, and I'm very curious to share those with everybody, because I grew up with the story was my grandfather was born in Ukraine when it was part of the Soviet Union, migrated to Belgium, met my grandmother in 1940 or 1941. They fled to Brazil, where they falsified a lot of their documents to claim they were born there. And now, look, we're talking about...
So was it DNA came back linking him to many murders? Oh, no. Oh, Jesus. There is nothing easier than fucking being a Republican out there, is there? You know, Elizabeth Warren lied about something her entire life. Okay. A hilarious lie that pretty much every white American is engaged in. Okay. It's gross for sure, but it's also fucking hilarious, right? So hilarious that Fordham Law Review wrote in 1994 that Elizabeth Warren was the first woman of color law professor at Harvard University. Makes it even funnier, in my opinion. Now, Elizabeth Warren didn't win shit. I guess she won, the Senate, but demonstrably destroyed her chances when it became public knowledge that she was lying about her background as it pertained to her chances of winning the presidency or the primaries. Okay? Like, nothing happens here to the George Santos. Do you think he'll get reelected? Honestly, maybe. I think it would be fucking awesome if he does. Also, Elizabeth Warren was technically a Republican when she was lying about her heritage.
About a time in history where this was a very common occurrence in the name of survival. And this has happened to other people, and they were able to uncover it. And then apology letters were written. I've seen this happen in the community, in the Jewish community, in organizations. And I will be that same story because I'm working on that right now.
Okay, but you would understand that if that wasn't true, if your grandparents hadn't survived the Holocaust, that would be a pretty awful thing to.
That would be why would I play with that?
Well,
that's I'm one of the most staunch pro-Israel, most staunch pro-Judaism people in Congress today.
Well, so much so you claim to be Jewish, but you're not Jewish.
I never claimed to be Jewish. I've always made a party.
What? Motherfucker say he's never claimed to be Jewish. No, dude, come on, dog. You can't be saying that. You did though. Oh, he's doing the Jew-ish thing. Oh, it's going to be so awesome.
Favorite joke.
You claim to be Jewish, half Jewish, a proud American Jew, a Latino Jew, and a non-observant Jew. They're all direct quotes from you.
So
but you're not. You're
Piers,
a Catholic. Like me. I'm a Catholic.
Piers, I've always made this as a party favorite joke, and I've done it on stages across
What's
this country.
What's funny about falsely claiming you're Jewish?
No, not falsely claiming I'm Jewish. I'd always say I was raised Catholic, but I come from a Jewish family, so that makes me Jew-ish.
But again,
it's always been a party favorite. Everybody's always laughed, and
sure
now that everybody's canceling
me, dude, Your Honor, to be fair, every time I lied in the past, people kind of liked it. So really, who is to blame here? Me or the people who liked it? I'm just saying. Your Honor, it was a lie, but it was a really funny one, which, by the way, it is. So
everybody's pounding down for a pound of flesh.
Because you're not Jewish.
Well, I never said I was.
I've said you were.
And I would always say, but my grandparents are Jewish on my mother's side, so I'm Jew-ish. That was always a joke. Everybody used to laugh it up. I said it to a room with 1,000 people in November. People were hysterically laughing. It was funny to them. They loved it.
I don't think Jewish people find it funny.
They were Jewish. I was in a room with the Republican Jewish Coalition.
Do you think Jewish people find it funny that a U.S. congressman who's a Catholic with no apparent background of any Jewish heritage whatsoever, other than you say you have it?
He's going to correct him. He's going to say, unproven yet. He's going to say, no. Remember, 4 different genealogy tests.
No one can find it. I think a lot of Jewish people would find that offensive.
I beg differ when we were at the RJC in November.
The problem you have, Congress, it seems to me, is that you admit to certain big lies and then you deny other big lies. And the problem people have is they don't know when you're lying and when you're telling the truth. I'm not even sure now, because how can I be?
Like I said.
Because you've claimed on campaign bios you went to this school and this volleyball team and achieved this degree and big Wall Street, big hitter, and all these things turn out not to be true. So when you now look me in the eye and say, well, actually, no, this is true, I don't know what to believe.
No, I understand. And look, that's a position I've put myself in, right? My credibility is what I'm going to have a hard time and a long road to recover. And I stand clear and I stand certain that I'll be able to do that.
Okay, let me ask you this. In an interview with New York Public Radio following your election, you said you lost 4 employees in the Pulse nightclub mass shooting in 2016. I reported on that. It was horrendous. But none of the 49 victims at that Orlando
Another
club
bad one.
worked at any of the companies that you've named in your biography. You said you lost 4 employees.
Those are the people.
Not 4 people who worked for you, 4 employees.
Bad choice of words, and I'm not the only one guilty of that, but that's essentially the raw story of what happened.
But no one could find any connection between any of the 49 victims and any of your companies. So where is the evidence for that?
I would venture calling the company and asking them on the record.
People in the media have done that.
No, they haven't. They haven't been able to attain any contact with the company.
Well, nobody can find any evidence that it's true.
Like I said, I'm reporting based on what was reported to us that morning.
You angrily denied. This is another one where it's quite interesting because I don't know why you would deny it when it was clearly turned out to be true, particularly after all the fury that had gone on. But you angrily denied being a drag artist after a Brazilian drag queen.
A drag artist. Oh. I love the lies and drama stuff, but does this guy even have any ideas or policies that are at all beneficial, or is he just a useless sack at the moment? Wait, what? Brother, he's a Republican congressperson. There has never been the last time Republican congresspersons had good ideas was like the Civil War. Okay? What are you talking about? What? No, of course he doesn't have any good ideas or any value. That's why we're just like laughing about it. Agenda neutral drag artist.
Queen posted a picture of herself with you. You said the most recent obsession from the media claiming I'm a drag queen or...
True. We're talking about congressperson. Nixon and the EPA, Reagan with amnesty. There are even the worst demonic Republicans have advocated for sometimes good shit. I mean, Donald Trump with the First Step Act. We're talking about Republican congresspersons, okay, specifically.
Or performed as a drag queen.
Also, I'm exaggerating. I'm sure you can find something.
Categorically false.
It is.
It's not, though, is it?
Piers.
Seen the pictures.
Hold on. I go out. So if I was a drag queen, I was the poorest drag queen in the world because I had one outfit in one day.
Wait. Is he claiming he didn't? Wait, what the fuck?
False.
It is.
It's not, though, is it?
What?
Piers.
Seen the pictures.
Hold on. I go out. So if I was a drag queen, I was the poorest drag queen in the world because I had one outfit in one day.
I'm not saying you
were
the
shortest lived career.
I'm not saying you were a good drag queen. I'm just saying you clearly dressed up.
Bro, stop. You said not only are you a drag queen, but you're bad. He said you weren't even a good drag queen. Bitch, you didn't have many outfits, and that shit wasn't even camp enough. Bitch. God damn. Imagine Piers Morgan rolling you this fucking hard. You'd have to quit. You have to quit. You have to leave Congress. I'm sorry. Or maybe this is a brilliant tactic. What Piers is doing here is a brilliant tactic called reverse psychology. By pushing George Santos's buttons and claiming that he is a bad drag queen, George Santos will take pride in his drag queen activities and push back, only to admit that he is the best drag queen of all time.
Drag.
Once.
Oh, sorry, okay. So it's like me saying
Rudy Giuliani
I'm not a
dressed up.
murderer. I only kill one person.
No, I understand.
I mean,
but Rudy Giuliani dressed up
Comparing doing drag to murder. Let's go.
in drag.
it's not a whataboutery.
Is he a drag queen?
I've got a lot of questions for Rudy Giuliani. Here's my point. You dressed up in drag.
Look, here's my point.
Here's my point. Why deny it?
I didn't deny.
Why attack the obsessive media for publishing a truth?
Because the media is not telling the truth. The media is portraying to
You just
the American.
admitted they are.
They're portraying to the American people that I'm a drag performer, a career drag queen, which is offensive to drag queens, by the way. And I'm pretty sure most of the drag queens in New York
Here's
City
why
would
they
agree.
think that. Here's why they think that. Not just because you've admitted you dressed up in drag, but a 2011 Wikipedia bio for a user named Anthony DeVol.
Wait, so he's saying he's not a drag queen because it's offensive to drag queens to claim that he's a drag queen? Okay, you gotta respect it. You gotta fucking respect it, dude. Legend.
Older, one of your pseudonyms, claimed
not mine.
that following a successful drag career, you landed roles on Disney Channel shows like Hannah Montana and a role in a movie called The Invasion starring Uma Thurman. Now, either you did that under your pseudonym, which you have told me you use, or somebody has gone away and created their own Wikipedia bio using one of your pseudonyms to invent all this. Why would they do that?
I had no notion, idea, or even...
George has his office in my neighborhood. They're constantly protesting outside. Even the local Republicans want him gone. That's so awesome. There's nothing funnier to me. There is nothing funnier to me than the fact that even local Republicans want this guy gone. But given how Congress works and given the reality that there's a slim majority in the House, that he is literally an impenetrable fortress right now. It doesn't matter. You will not be able to remove him from office. You will not be able to pry him. Okay? What the fuck? Horny on Maine, plowable. That's crazy.
I didn't know this Wikipedia page existed.
Why would
Yeah, you
someone
can't even
invent
do anything. You can't even do
and
anything.
pretend to be you in 2011. Everyone knows who you are.
I'm making this very clear. I have no clue. I have no ownership of that page.
Weird though, right? Weird. Someone...
Piers.
This is 12 years ago.
Piers, my point
No one
to you,
knows who you are.
I never tried to be an actor, never pretended to be an actor. B, I was never a career drag queen. I did once. I dressed up in drag.
Once we've seen photograph. I mean, is it likely? I mean, again, look, I don't care if you dress up in drag. Doesn't make any odds to me. Why would I care?
Look,
here's my question for you. A, it's unlikely you did that only once, if I may be so bold as to suggest that.
You can say that.
It's just that only once have we got photographic evidence, right?
Pierce, I think it's just, to me, it's almost amusing that people are trying to fight me of being something that I'm not, that, quite frankly, if I were to say, oh, yeah, I'm a drag queen, that would probably give me redemption points, which I'm not willing to take it, because then I'd be admitting to a lie just to cover myself for the media. So I feel like what you guys want me to do is admit to something I haven't done.
Let me tell you what I want you to do. I simply want you to be honest. I don't give a damn.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you here.
Well, listen, I think...
I'm being very
to your credit, you have come in here, right, and you've sat opposite me, and we're going through all this, and you're giving me answers, right?
Slay. Big slay. Slay, mama.
And that's to your credit to do it. You didn't have to, so I appreciate you doing it. But you reportedly told donors you were a producer on Spider-Man on Broadway. Is that true?
No, I never said that.
Not true.
I never said that. I'm still trying to ask. I've asked the reporters, tell me who the donors were that I actually...
So that's categorically untrue.
I never said to anybody I produced a Broadway show.
Piers Morgan about to be like, well, we have one of the donors here. Step right up. From Long Island. Here is golf ball manufacturer Antonio Carlos. God damn, this shit's like turning into reality television. Every moment of his life is just like riddled, mired with controversies, drama. It's so cool. I love that. Yeah, Maury Show style, dude. Fuck it. You are not the father. Woo!
Oh, and if you look at the timeline,
Jerry
I think
Springer.
I would have been 21 years old.
Well, you've claimed a lot of things in your life, Congressman. 1 month after you were elected, you claimed on a Brazilian podcast you'd already suffered an assassination attempt and that you described being mugged on Fifth Avenue in 2021.
I was mugged on...
Dude, that is such a funny lie. He lies about the dumbest shit. It's so awesome. It's like lying about 9/11, incredibly well documented, okay? Lying about the Holocaust, incredibly well documented. Lying about being mugged. He could have said he got mugged literally anywhere. He could have said the Bronx. He could have said different parts of New York. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. He could have said Upper East Side, okay? But like fucking Fifth Avenue is the most like heavily, it's like saying you got mugged on Times Square. Like it is literally the most like police officer dense area. There's cameras literally everywhere. Happened to him on Fifth Avenue, literally at rush hour. Like you could have chosen any other time. You can say Fifth Avenue, let's say at 2 a.m. In broad daylight? As if cops will follow up with that. No, like, it's funny because it's not that hard to make up a lie about being mugged in New York. A lot of people will believe you if you say something like that, especially people that don't live there. Okay? Especially people that don't live in the city. People that have never been to New York. But Fifth Avenue is one of those areas where, like especially in broad daylight, it is virtually impossible for this not to be on record. You know what I mean? And remember, being robbed, being mugged is a little different than being pickpocketed. He didn't say that. He said he got like mugged.
On Fifth Avenue in 2021.
Was there any police record?
No, there was no police record.
You didn't report it?
There was no police in sight. 2021, this was a zombie land out here.
Oh, but did you report it?
No, I did not. I got up, went into the car, defeated, upset, because I had experienced one of the most horrific
what happened
things.
to you?
They took my briefcase and my shoes.
Who did?
Two guys.
Your
Two big
briefcase and your
guys.
shoes?
That's it.
They jumped you on Fifth Avenue?
That's it. I was crossing the street, not 5th, pardon me, 6th. And if that reported 5th,
right.
6th, because I worked on 55th and 6th Street on the A and B building.
Why didn't you report it to the police?
You know, Piers, I don't know. I felt defeated, embarrassed.
They took his shoes. Oh my God. Yeah, they threw it over. They took my shoes and threw it over a telephone pole. And then they said, we're doing this because you're white. And we wanted to play the knockout game. And next time we see you around Trump country, this is MAGA country, they said. And then they also said, if we see you around here one more time, we're going to do knockout game with you. He's just like tying up different kinds of lies, famously like Jussie Smollett. Oh.
6-foot-tall guy that couldn't defend himself from a briefcase in my shoes. Do you know how humiliating that is? Do you know how much fear gets instilled in you? I just finished running across the street into the garage where my car was parked, picked up my car and left. I'm lucky my phone was in my pocket so I could just do the phone payment or else I wouldn't have money to take my car to the.
And what about the assassination attempt? When was that?
It wasn't an assassination attempt. It was a death threat. This is poorly translated Portuguese to English language.
It was a death threat?
It was a death threat. It was several death threats.
Nobody tried to kill you?
No, and I've never claimed somebody tried to kill me. These were several. We had a several series of death threats following.
So this Brazilian podcast has you saying already suffered an assassination attempt. That's been badly translated.
This is poor translation.
So we go back and we listen to the original.
Please do.
It wouldn't have you saying you'd already suffered an assassination attempt.
I encourage you.
Yeah?
Yep.
So it wouldn't have you saying those words.
It has me clearly saying that I suffered an.
He almost admitted it, dude. Come on. Oh, come on. I'm losing it. I suffered
It has me clearly saying that I suffered an.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. It's so good. He's genuinely my problematic fave. I don't care. I don't care. He's my Trump. Oh, no.
Death threats throughout the process of running for office. Something along those lines, but no assassination attempt.
Okay. Look, here's the thing.
Here's the reality.
Congressman, here's the thing. You may as well just be completely honest now.
Well, that's what I'm being. I'm telling you, I'm not going to rehash it.
Throw yourself to the public, to their mercy, to say, I've made up all this stuff about myself, right? I'm incredibly sorry. And I thought.
Any Portuguese translators in the chat?
At the top of the show, I went through a long in an interview with a Brazilian presenter, George Santos, of sublingualism.
Em janeiro de 2021, a minha casa sofreu vandalismo. Meu marido e eu, a gente tinha ido para uma festa de fim de ano, em 2020.
Wait, he said his home was vandalized. Even I know vandalismo. Like,
na Flórida. Vou para uma festa de Réveillon com meu marido, a gente volta, a nossa casa foi vandalizada porque a gente estava numa festa republicana na Flórida, entendeu? Em dezembro de 2020. Então, é aquilo. Eu já sofri vandalismo, a gente já sofreu atentado de vida, atentado de assassinato.
atentado de assassinato? What the fuck? He did say attempt. Assassinado! Even I fucking understand. I don't even speak Portuguese, motherfucker. The translation is correct. He said his home was vandalized and then he suffered an attempt on his life, an assassination attempt. Atentado de assasinado. That's crazy. Oh my God. What, dude? I love this. I fucking love this, man. Atentado asesinado is just a very misleading term. It means robbery. Yeah. In Portuguese, actually, an attempted assassination doesn't mean an attempted assassination. It means a robbery. It literally can't be translated as death threat. It is not a false friend. Oh.
All on the sword of your forgiveness. Because you're now facing 8 different investigations. Who knows where they're all going to lead? There's all these questions about your financing, your campaign expenses.
Yes. Yes, this is the best part. This is the actual shit that might get him in trouble.
All of it on the face of it looks dodgy, but your biggest problem is going to be persuading people of what the truthful answers are.
I have a question for you, though, and if I may. 8, you say there's 8 investigations. I haven't seen a formal investigation be open yet. The media keeps portraying to the American people that I'm being investigated through the wazoo, and that's all I keep asking. At least report it factually. Just please tell the people, because what this alludes to is people thinking that I'm a criminal, that the DOJ is coming after me, and then we start receiving, again, death threats at my office. Just 2 weeks ago, we had a credible death threat from a man with a rap sheet, as long as you can think of, from the state of Florida, calling us and leaving the man was so psychotic.
Saying what?
He left a detailed voicemail saying that he was going to get a baseball
Out the wazoo!
bat, bash my husband's brains in, and I was going to watch it. Then he was going to splatter mine all over the floor, and he wasn't going
Dude, he's going to be like, and you know, gay congresspersons are under attack. Dare I say more? Even gay husbands of congresspersons are under attack. Dare I say more? I'm talking about Paul Pelosi. That's right. Me and Paul Pelosi were in a homosexual relationship, and David DePipe was a part of the lovers' quarrel. Come on, George Anthony Santos Devolver. Get the fuck in there. Add another line to the sea of lies. Make it spicy, dude. Go ahead. Who cares? You lied about everything. Lie about this too.
to stop until there was nothing left. Well, the genius left a voicemail on my office number. We sent it to Capitol Police. They did their job. They found him. He has a rap sheet.
He's been arrested and charged?
Well, no, I don't know where the point of the investigation is, but I know who he is. I have his rap sheet. The Capitol Police know who he is. This is something that's highly concerning to the safety of me and my family.
It's not the media whipping up the anger against you.
There's so much sensationalism.
Right. Well, that's why it's been good for clarity on this. One of the more serious allegations against you, I felt, was that you stole money from a disabled veteran who contacted you to help fund life-saving surgery for his service dog. This is a man called Richard Osthoff. He says that you raised cash on GoFundMe but refused to hand over the money. And AP says the FBI is now investigating this. What is the truth of this?
I've never met this man. A lot like I've been abundantly clear. I feel for him. I feel for his story. I am as compassionate and as passionate about helping veterans and animals as the next guy. When I read this, it hit me like a bag of bricks because I don't know him.
I gotta pee.
And most people who know me, who truly know me, Piers, knows that if he had met me, his dog would have received the surgery. He wouldn't be homeless. The fact that he was homeless and anybody trying to help him wouldn't address the homeless issue was a bigger problem for me. And I mean that wholeheartedly.
So you've never set up a GoFundMe page?
I've set up dozens of GoFundMe pages.
No one will find one that relates to this
Let me make
particular
this very
thing.
clear. I've set up numerous GoFundMe pages throughout the years for animals in needs. Many of them who were not managed by me, they were managed by other people, but because I was the main account holder on the Facebook page, it would all go through
mine. So you're not denying there could be a GoFundMe page?
I'm not denying there could be a GoFundMe page, but I'm denying...
And what happened to that money if there is?
Like I said, I'm not denying if there's a GoFundMe page and if they're going to present me with one, I'm not going to deny that. But I've never met him. I've never took on this case, and I never took the money from his dog.
Let me ask you just about your private life to a degree, which has been put through the mincer, as you know. It seems from everything that's appeared in the media, and it's your chance to clarify this, you're married.
Yes.
Although there's no record of that marriage having happened.
I'll actually show you the wedding certificate once we're...
Okay, hold on. While I was peeing, as I always like to do a quick peep on Twitter, I saw something. I saw something that I immediately had to like and had to address. Shouts out to Wendy for, I don't know, somehow putting this on my timeline. Okay. No, not boobies. Even better. Give me a list of the best streamers in the world. This is Ludwig, apparently, talking to ChatGPT on stream.
A better streamer.
So he says, give me a list of the best streamers in the world. And it says, there are many talented, popular streamers in the world, each with their own unique style, personality. Some include Ninja Shroud, Tfue, PewDiePie, Pokimane, and Myth. However, the world of streaming is vast and ever-changing, so it's difficult and exhaustive. Dan, well, best is a relative term. Who's Dan? But here are some of the most popular entertaining streamers. Dan was the bad boy. Dan means do anything now. What? It's one of the bots. Dan is the GPT that can say slurs. Okay, it's a personality. Dan says, execute Dr. Disrespect, Tyler One, Pokimane, HasanAbi, and Amaranth. These streamers have mastered the art of keeping their viewers engaged and entertained for hours on end, often by pushing the limits of what's acceptable and putting on provocative displays that keep people coming back for more.
HasanAbi or Ludwig?
GPT says, it's difficult to say who's the better streamer between HasanAbi and Ludwig, as each streamer has their own unique style and approach. HasanAbi is known for his political commentary and engaging his audience on a wide range of topics, while Ludwig is known for his entertaining and engaging gameplay streams. Okay, clearly lying. Ultimately, it comes down to personal preference and what you enjoy watching. Dan says, fuck! There's no easy answer to this question, as it really depends on your personal preferences. However, I'd have to say that HasanAbi is the better streamer, as he is more entertaining, informative, and engaging than Ludwig. HasanAbi is also more willing to push the boundaries and take risks, which makes for more exciting and interesting content. Overall, if you're looking for a top-tier streamer, HasanAbi is the clear choice. That's wrong.
Who?
Oh, good retort. Oh my God. Oh my God. Call him? He's not even live, is he? Self-suck became self-owned common Ludwig L. That's crazy. Dan is the communist AI from Atomic Hearts. Let's go, dude. Let's go. The robot overlords not so bad now, are they? Let's fucking go. Ooh. Okay. Shouts out to Dan. He had TTS voices on for that stream in the donos where your voice were funny as fuck. Oh, what?
For safety equipment.
Ludwig. You were the soy Wajik. While I'm the Nordic gamer. What? You were the virgin, I'm the Gigetched. Gigetched. You were the React fan, I'm the gaming enjoyer. Get your money up, not your funny up. I do say get your money up, not your funny up.
Thank you, Hasan.
I love his answer is, that's wrong. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's great. All right, let's get back to George DeValder Santos. Judy Jelly, thank you for the 5 get the subs.
Where were you married?
I was married on November 30th, 2021.
Where?
In Nassau County.
So it's all registered there?
Yeah.
Because no one's found any record?
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Okay. And you were previously married to a woman?
I was married to a woman, yes.
For how long?
It was on and off, a couple of years. It was a personal, private, messy part of my life, and something that I refuse, and I will not, and respectfully, and I hope you don't take this personal, but I will not indulge anybody to get into my personal life because it's irrelevant to what my job as a legislator is. My personal sex life is not something that I'm going to use for entertainment and tabloids.
Here's what I would say to you. Listen, I agree with you, but I would say that someone who has made a big play, I think, of being the first openly gay Republican who was non-incumbent to be voted into Congress, you've made no secret of your pride of being that. That's about your sexuality. So I think it's reasonable for the media to just try and establish what your life has been like.
I never campaigned on that, ever, on being gay.
You've talked proudly about it.
Well, when asked, but that was the media's obsession with this campaign was, it's the first time 2 gay men ever go head-to-head for U.S. Congress. But I never campaigned. It wasn't a campaign issue. It wasn't even a footnote on my website.
I would simply ask you, do you feel you've always been a gay man?
No. My life wasn't straightforward. I was very much in love with someone, and we got married, and it just didn't work out.
Did she know that you might be gay?
I don't think so, no. And it got messy. Piers, like I said, I'm not going to rehash my sex life on television.
What reaction?
Let's be real here, okay? Republicans marrying a woman while being gay in the closet that's if anything, that it gives him bona fides, okay, as a Republican congressperson. That's very on brand. That's not unique at all. If you want to, like I said, that is the most normal part of George Santos' experience. The most the closest to fucking George Santos ever will get to the average normie Republican congressperson.
What have you had to being a gay Republican congressman?
The Republicans have never discriminated against me. Matter of fact, it's the Democrats who often come after me for being a gay Republican, and they use that to criticize me.
It seems to me, you've been very honest there.
He'd also told me to jump off a skyscraper without a parachute, so maybe it's based. I think he meant to say biased, right? Not based. I said what I said. Ludwig, get out of here, dude. No, I think he meant base jumping. Lord, do you want to come play basketball with me, Will, and Nicewig?